Good morning, good morning, good morning. Oh, look at the faces jumping in here this morning. How's everybody doing? Libby, I got sound? Awesome, awesome. I'll let you handle the letting them in. Well, hello, look at my co-host coming joining me this morning.
Yes.
Coming here in all her splendor.
Good morning.
Ooh, they popping in. Thank you all for being on time this morning. It is 9:30. We like to give them a few extra minutes to pop in. Slide in here closer. Don't be ashamed. Don't be afraid.
Okay.
We like to give them a few extra minutes to hop in on a Monday morning. So we will get started right at 9:35. But thank you all for being on time. One day we're going to have an on-time gift.
One day.
One day for people that show up on time. We will have an on-time gift this morning. I've been jamming this morning.
Really?
Yeah, I've been jamming this morning. Hold on, we're going. Huh? Oh. We're gonna give them a little music while we give these stragglers a few minutes to get in. It is Monday morning. So we're gonna give them a little bit of music while. Oh, not the leather brown.
Maybe that's why I'm burning up.
Oh.
I'm giving it to the people.
Not the leather brown shirt. That's why
you might have to turn down your light.
Oh yeah. We'll get this morning going right. You ain't got the money, move by yourself. You know you did it with love. You know it's only one, it ain't nobody else. You got me talking strong and I ain't talking well. I'm giving, I'm forgiving. See, I'm giving, I'm living. And when I need it, but none of this be nothing if you come in. You look, what's wrong with you? You are God. What's wrong with you? Love him, I love him. 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 Love him, all right, y'all. All right. That's what we was listening to this morning. Let me see. All right. We got everything going. We trying out some new stuff today, y'all. We got to let y'all know what's going on as we keep having these jokers jumping here on us.
What's up with
trying to take over the Monday morning mindset.
That devil is a lie.
They tried it, but that's all right. That's all right. We got plans. Technology allows us to do a lot of things nowadays. So we tested something out this morning, but we're gonna see before we roll it out officially to everybody. But thank y'all for joining us. Good morning, Tiana. How are you doing? Thank y'all for joining us. Hopefully you had a great, wonderful weekend. I know we did. We did.
We
right?
did.
Yeah.
We did.
We did. It wasn't filled with a bunch of appointments and crazy stuff we had to do. We had some family time going on. Mm-hmm. You always have to take time for that. So now we're in here at Monday morning. It's 9:35. Those of you that are new, thank you for joining us. Those of you that have been with us, you already know the routine. We start out our Monday morning mindset in prayer. You do not have to be a Christian to be connected with us, but please do not be offended that we will not hide our faith. We like to recognize where our blessings come from, and we do that in prayer and recognizing God for all that he's done. Heavenly Father, thank you for your grace and your goodness. Thank you for your hand that continues to be upon us. Thank you for the connections you continue to make in our lives, and thank you for blessing our businesses. Thank you for opening up our minds, allowing us to collaborate with one another so that we can get strategies and encouragement so that we can avoid the pitfalls that others have fallen through and that we can excel at an exceedingly greater rate. We glorify you and we honor you. We thank you for health and strength above all things. We thank you for peace of mind. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Ooh, that's something about peace of mind, boy.
Something about it.
It is you right. These lights are hot today.
Don't worry, that blaze is about to come off.
That blaze will be off in a minute. I'm trying not to show these muscles that Tanika keep putting on me, but it's about to bust out in a minute. It's about to be on.
These lights are hot.
It's good though. It's good. Hopefully y'all had a great weekend like we started talking about. Before we jump into a few things, let's do some housekeeping. Cassie has a little sick one. So she sent me the schedule of what we're going to be doing for training this week. And I know we have some events coming up, so I'll ask Libby to cover that. But for training this week, we have our 11 o'clock script practice. As my wife is texting me, we got 11 o'clock script practice going on. So definitely jump on with Dion at 11. Dion is out. Is that the text that just came through?
Yeah.
All right, keep Dion in prayer.
Yeah, he's at an appointment.
Oh, he has a doctor's appointment. All right, y'all continue to lift him up. So no script practice this morning at 11 o'clock. Scratch that. No script practice. But Tuesday, tomorrow, we have the track launch. Track launch at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Hopefully you signed up for the track class. The launch, the last one of this year launches tomorrow. There's a 10 a.m. and a 6 p.m. class.
Wow.
Wednesday, two.
Fantastic.
Wednesday, Ed Andrews. Ed Andrews will be in the house, virtual as well. So he will be streaming it, but he will be live here at TD Realty. And that starts at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. live here at TD Realty. And what he's going to be talking about, he's holding it out for y'all. He wants you to come and see. Come and see what this topic is. I already know what he's talking about.
You do? Give him a hand.
I'm not gonna tell them. They got to show up. Come and see live here at TD Realty at 10 a.m. or it will be zoomed virtually for you, and you guys know where the link is for that. And then Thursday we have the rate lock and shop. So they're talking these interest rates. Yeah, you can't get enough information on these interest rates. So whenever somebody's sharing their insight, giving you ideas and strategies, you want to be in attendance, because what typically happens, especially the partners that we bring in to teach these classes, they deal with a lot of agents.
They do.
So they see a lot of things. So the information you're gleaning, it may not be relevant to you in the moment, or it may be something you think, well, I've heard all I need to know about rates and rate lock. No, you haven't. No, you haven't. You need to come the 17th. So that's this Thursday, in person only at Prairie Homes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is at Prairie Homes, which means breakfast will be served as well. So that's at 10 a.m. Prairie Homes, which is a great partnership we have with them. At 10 a.m., Caliber Mortgage is going to be talking about rate, lock, and shop. And that is our trainings this week. I hope everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Ooh, I hope so.
We're going to talk about that a little bit too.
Okay.
Libby, I know we got some social events and we have our TDR Cares things going on. What's happening?
We definitely do. I'm going to share my screen with you guys so you can see the different stuff we have going on. First things first, we have the wonderful TDR Cares charity stuff going on. And so for that, we are going to be partnered up with Ronald McDonald House Charities still. And that is going to be going on through December the 5th. So that is something that you can donate these toys to these kiddos. You can scan this wonderful little handy dandy QR code if you need ideas to order stuff off Amazon, and donate monetary funds online so we can do something special for all of the families as well. We also have coming up, we have a charcuterie class, which is going to be really fun and exciting. It's also going to be something that kind of takes you to that next level when it comes to hosting open houses and doing events for your clients. Also think of it as a really good way to do special little client gifts. 'Tis the season coming up as well when they close. So please make sure that you guys RSVP to that. If you haven't, I think there are a few more slots available, but this is coming up on Tuesday the 15th. So we hope to see you there. And we also have coming up for you guys a brunch and a photo shoot mini session. So you guys are going to be able to, for $35, you're going to be able to get your professional headshots done by a professional photographer. They'll be edited. You get 5 photos. And with that, you also get brunch. It is $35, and that is coming up as well. Please make sure that you go ahead and RSVP to that. I'm going to go ahead and extend the RSVP a little bit longer and allow a few more stragglers. So if you really want to come to that, let me know today. And last but certainly not least, I hope that you guys are really gearing up for this. It's going to be amazing. Do not miss out on this opportunity, because Tanika Donnell herself, as well as Lanita Pearson and Shantae Butler, are going to be doing a Chief Buyer's Agent panel. It's going to be sponsored by Ed Andrews from Cardinal Financial. We need to know by today. I think we can give you a little grace and extend it maybe a couple of days, but we want to know an exact head count. We're going to feed you, and it's going to be full of some really great knowledge about being a buyer's agent in this market. So please, please, please make sure you RSVP to this, because it's going to be huge.
Libby, go back to that buyer's agent panel for a minute. So we got 50 something people on here. People still logging in. That is coming up, and look at that. I just want to see that again. I just want to see it again. And the reason I wanted to see it again is, for so long, can we keep it real for a minute? For so long, a lot of these panels have been dominated by the fellas.
Mm-hmm.
The men get voice
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the times.
Mm-hmm.
And it is rare to see a panel of top performing ladies. And it's exciting because these are your own family,
Mm-hmm.
right? These are TDR agents that are taking their time. Matter of fact, Nita is hopping on a plane after. I think she's going on her anniversary or something.
Yeah. I can see
So
her
she
go.
diverted her route to come and sit on this panel,
which we greatly
to share
appreciate.
insight
Mm-hmm.
with you all,
Yeah.
right? And Shantae rolled out of corporate America and has been focused on growing her business consistently over the last couple of years,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know if you all realize, and we've gotten some good responses, but there's still room in this building for more of you. And I want you to RSVP if you have not yet. And I want you to RSVP because you're about to get some dynamic information. One of the things I'm about to cover in an article I was reading, I'm going to share with you all, is a key point that they make, and it's talking about networking and connecting with local agents.
Mm-hmm.
Many times we get siloed into our own agenda, into our own world, and we separate ourselves. But when you get a chance to actually connect with, listen, and talk to agents who are actually doing it, and not just doing it in the current market we came out of, but have experience in doing it in the current market that we're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then you want to take advantage of those opportunities. So I encourage you to take the time to gain some more wisdom and insight as you are looking to grow your business, expand your business.
Mm-hmm.
If you're looking to connect and network with other agents, and you're like, why is that relevant? We're going to talk about why that's relevant.
Yeah,
right.
Important.
This is a great opportunity. And if none of those things matter to you, then how about just supporting? How about just supporting the efforts that these 3 ladies have put to come and take their time out to share and impart wisdom, information, and knowledge into you. And then it is not lost on me, though. It's not lost on me.
What part?
I know I just highlighted the ladies, but I am the fellas. We kind of getting lost in this brokerage right here. Y'all,
I don't think so.
Y'all manhandling us.
No, we're not.
Nah, y'all not. It's all good. But come out, RSVP. The number is right there, 972-672-7225. Come out and support this event. If you don't support it, and this is your house, then who will? Right? If you don't support these opportunities that we present out, then who's supposed to?
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
This is your house. You are TD Realty family. So come out, show out, spend some time, get some good food, and get some knowledge and information. I'm gonna move on from that. Hopefully that wasn't too long-winded.
Hopefully not.
And hope we got some good turnout. I want to blow this thing out. I want it to be just like the sellers panel where there was not enough room.
I always get
here.
intrigued because a lot of agents always want to focus on this. I want to be a listing agent. I want to be a listing agent.
That's the fancy.
And I don't get it, because the more experience you gain by working with a plethora of different buyers will equip you to be a better listing agent. Understanding the essentials on how to craft a winning offer, how to decipher which one's better than another. All these things are formulated when you are a buyer's agent.
It's amazing. And I get it. Like I know that's the perception is it's easier, it's fancier. But the reality is, and you should have a diverse business.
You have to,
right?
Yeah.
You should have a diverse business. In our opinion, you should have a diverse business. But
because when you do, you can weather any storm that happens or any cycle that happens as relates to real estate.
But you know what I found that people sort of forget when they just talk about buyers?
What?
Buyers buy every 3 to 5 years, right? And guess what they become? They also become sellers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you work with that buyer to find them a house. You stay in contact with them through your client care. They sell that house and buy another house. They refer you people, right? And then you have major blowout events like the one you're about to do. You have 160, almost 170 people coming through here next week to pick up their pies. Right. There are opportunities around you. So don't think that the only way to success and the easiest way to success or the most lucrative way to success is one-sided.
It never is.
You want your business to be diverse. You want your clients to be diverse. Work both sides of this coin and don't limit yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
That would be the wise thing.
That would be the wise thing to do. But don't take it from us. Take it from YouTube. All right. So let's move on here. I was reading an article that was entitled 7 Things Top Agents Wish They Did Sooner. Right? 7 Things Top Agents Wish They Did Sooner. And it tied in to what you're going to be talking about, which is mistakes that will keep you from flourishing.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Right?
Ooh,
so I wanted to go through these 7 things top agents wish they did sooner. So hopefully you guys are ready to take some notes. And then we're going to flip into mistakes that will keep you from flourishing. And we're going to see the things that you have down and highlighted with these things. And hopefully between the two, the agents get a well-rounded view of how to avoid some of these pitfalls. And the first thing this article talked about was hiring an assistant.
Yes.
Now, this obviously is not for brand new agents, right? So this first tip is not for the brand new agents. This is for the agents who are ready to take that next step, right? The first thing they talk about is hiring an assistant. And what they're talking about is hiring an assistant to take over the activities that you have now that have surpassed your hourly rate, right?
Yeah.
So like if you make $100,000 a year, then you have an hourly rate somewhere somewhere roughly around $50 an hour.
Okay.
Right. And if you're still doing $10, $15, and $20 tasks, then it's time for you to hire an assistant. Right. It's time for you to hire an assistant if you are still managing your own transactions. You need a TC.
Believe me, you do.
You need a TC. If you are still managing your own TC business, you're like, well, I just like doing it. Then you're burning money. I'm telling you, you're burning money. If you're worth $50 to $100 an hour minimally, then pay that TC that $200. That $20 an hour is what it basically works out to manage this work.
It's going to be a little bit more than that, anywhere between $350 and $400. But I tell you, the value add that it is priceless. Because if you have a transaction, 2 or 3 transactions that are going on, and you're still worrying about uploading things in the dot loop, sending things out that need to be sent out, that's taking up a lot of your hours that you could be lead generating or working with other clients, getting them to the same point. So it's a worthwhile into your business. You need to invest into your business, just like you invest in marketing. You need to invest in assistance such as that.
You need to do that. It's a write-off.
Yeah.
It's a write-off. And guess what else a good TC will do? Help you get your money on time, get your paperwork into compliance on time, stay organized so you can get paid at funding. Right. A good TC makes your life easy. A good assistant makes your life easy. But the key thing they said wasn't don't run out and just pay somebody because you don't want to do it.
No.
It's once you've gotten to that level, you hand it off, meaning you've been doing it.
You've mastered
it. You know how to do it.
Yeah.
You understand how to manage somebody to do it because you have an idea of the time that it takes to get it done. Right. So in that, you are now ready to do the first thing, which is hire your assistant. One great place for virtual assistants is Fiverr.
Okay.
Fiverr is a great source for you to find a virtual assistant that can help you. Not a great source for a TC, right? If you're looking for a TC, there's a lot of recommendations in Workplace. We have a partnership with a very, very good, excellent TC in Stephanie with Powerhouse. So there are options for you, but that's the first thing that these top agents listed that they would hire an assistant earlier.
So what if I'm not a top agent yet? I'm working my way. What should I use as my assistant?
Well, I mean, Tanika likes to say Chime, right?
You better use it.
She likes to say Chime is your assistant. And there are some things that your CRM can assist you in doing. We're talking about more actual physical activities here, but there are some things that your CRM can assist you in doing. Number 2, become a better student of the game.
What does that mean?
Become a better student of the game, meaning you should never have gotten to the point where you think you're beyond studying, attending classes, and accelerating your business mindset, right? Accelerating your business mindset. We were talking yesterday and looking at identifying what upcoming things are coming in 2023 that we can go leadership classes, accounting, marketing, right? We do really well in a lot of these categories, but there are things happening every year. There's business growth opportunities. We're looking to get to the next level. And to get to the next level, you need to be around people who have taken that step that you're going to embark on. So don't miss the fact that you need to become a better student of the game. The word was better. It wasn't, I just want to be a student of the game. It is the accelerated knowledge. It is the continuation of the learning process.
Right.
Many of them had gotten to a point where they were successful, that they felt like they had gotten where they needed to be, and they were so busy in running their business that they were not expanding their mind. So don't get so comfortable in anything you do. That's not just business.
True.
That's relationships. That's relationships with your spouse. That's relationship with your significant other. That's relationships with your children. You need to become a better, whatever hat you have on. You need to accelerate and be a better version today than you were yesterday. Number 3, form a geographical area. This is probably the most difficult one on here because we hear farming, and I'm not talking about door knocking. You guys know anything. When I talk about farming, I'm talking about anything that's face to face. But we hear farming and we think limited. We think if I focus on a specific geographical area, then I'm limiting myself to all of DFW.
Okay.
When the reality is, you should not want to work all of DFW. What does that mean? You should not be spending marketing resources unless you have a big budget. If you live in Cedar Hill, Duncanville, DeSoto, if you live in Arlington and Fort Worth, you should not be marketing and advertising in South Lake or Plano or Frisco, an hour drive one way if it's not traffic. Like, well, Kenny, that's where all the money is. That's a facade. I'm telling you, that's a facade. People live everywhere. There's opportunity around you. You're driving past opportunity. So you'll spend an hour going one way if it's not traffic, and an hour coming back. That's 2 hours of drive time. When you've passed opportunity all around you. That doesn't mean if something specific comes up, you don't go that way.
Of course.
I'm talking about marketing efforts. Focus in on a geographical farm area that is within a 20, 30-minute drive from you. And you realistically will then actively work that.
Mm-hmm.
You will participate with their local events.
Mm-hmm.
You will begin to engage with the people who live in those communities.
Right.
You will begin to do the things that give you brand recognition in that area, and then you expand out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Don't be so broad that you can't manage it. It is okay to start in a specific geographical area close to your home base.
Absolutely.
Master that and expand from there. But many times we've done, and we did it too.
We did.
Right?
Yeah.
We wanted to be broad and everywhere because it feels limiting. It feels like I'm limiting. But what ends up happening as you start to assess your business, you really start to find out that you pretty much maintain a pocket.
Mm-hmm.
While you have some outliers,
yeah,
you start to find out you maintain a pocket of business.
Mm-hmm.
And so the sooner you focus in on your area that you want to farm, the more success you will have, especially if you got a limited budget.
Mm.
It goes further in a smaller spot
True.
than you shotgunning all over DFW.
Facts.
All right. I'm gonna say one more thing about that. I need to say why, right?
Okay.
Because what you're gonna run up against is either somebody that is specifically farming that area and they're throwing all their budget to hit and stay in front of the people in that area. So while you throw a little money or a little time and you do it once every 2 or 3 months, mm-hmm. they're throwing all they have in their small geographical area and they're hitting him 3 or 4 times a month. So for your 3, they have 12 touch points. Yeah. You are limiting your opportunities by being so broad. Mm-hmm. Number 4, okay, going all in on video.
Yikes, what does that mean?
That means all in on video. If you haven't started converting a lot of your smart plans and messaging that goes out to your clients, you need to start doing that. You need to start converting a lot of this information. You need to jump on these videos and start talking to people. They need to start seeing you and hearing you because they're looking for experts that are sharing insight and they're looking to connect with somebody, right? 73% of homeowners say they are more likely to list with an agent that uses video. 403% more inquiries are driven from listings with videos. Social media videos generate 1,200% more shares compared with images and text combined. This isn't new though.
Those are, no.
Just think about yourself. How likely are you to read a post compared to watch a video? I guarantee you for every 1 or 2 posts you read, you watch 3 or 4 videos. We watch silly videos. I don't like cats. And for some reason, it might come up on my feed and I see these stupid cats running around chasing a ball or a rat. And I pause for a second. I'm like, what these stupid cats doing? I'm the stupid cat. I'm the stupid cat because I'm the one stopping to watch the video. Right? We are being followed by this technology that is capturing our attention. And guess what? It's called video. And yet, as agents, we run from video and we're consuming it every day. Okay. Going all in on video. You better stop running from it. Here's Tanika's. Optimize their database through a CRM. Right? Past clients.
Definitely.
current leads, opportunities, Spear. Everybody should be in your database, but once you have them in your database, you need to have a plan. That's what they mean by optimize your database. You need to have a plan for everybody in your database. What are they getting? What are they receiving from you? How often are they getting it? If you're with us and you're using Chime, your stuff sending out should start to look more like videos. Chime connects with Zoom, Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Matter of fact, what we're testing right now, as we're on this Zoom, on our YouTube channel, it is streaming live. Wow. As we look to make this shift to share with people who are not in TD Realty, that's the way they're going to start communicating and following us. But that YouTube Live that is streaming is streaming on tdrealtytx.com on the back page. What? So we're not going to be driving people to YouTube. We're going to be driving people to the website to consume the material. You should be driving people to your website to look at houses, to consume your material, your Facebook Live, your Facebook videos, your YouTube videos, your Instagram, your TikTok, all that can be connected to your CRM, and you can drive traffic to your website. Stop driving traffic to these other search engines. 6, moving on. Join a mastermind or hire a coach. Now this one gets a little tricky, and here's why I say that. Because there's a lot of air quote coaches out there that have never actually done the business. No. They've never actually done the business. They have a real flashy program, a real flashy process. You have in-house coaches here at TD Realty that have actually done the business, not only done it for the brokerage, but done it for corporate America and building brands and building teams and building sales forces. You have in-house coaches that are available to you to support you and to help you without you having to pay extra. But there's nothing wrong. Locker room is one. There's nothing wrong with hiring a coach or getting in a great mastermind. Just make sure you're with forward-thinking people. Make sure that they're not coaching you in a box, that their only strategy is one-sided, and they're just teaching you antiquated methods, and they only want you to do it this one way. Make sure your coaching and your mastermind group understand how to use technology today and how to help you diversify and articulate who you are and how you go to market, and develop a plan around that.
Yeah, definitely. Don't
be cookie cutter. Learn how to stand out. And then number 7, build relationships with other agents.
Critical.
It is critical. Build relationships with other agents, not only in your local market, and you need them in your local market, because as big as this real estate market is, the 60,000 plus agents in DFW, there's only a handful actually doing the major business in reality. There's roughly 90% of business being done by 10% of those agents.
Interesting.
Developing the relationships with other agents opens up many doors for you. It gives you insight into different strategies. It oftentimes will help you when you have a deal that's on the table and it's close, or if an agent likes working with you, you guys can have the conversations to get these deals over the hump.
Yeah. It matters. It matters how you are treating that other agent on the other side. It matters how responsive you are. It matters how tight your contracts are. All of it plays to your benefit or to your detriment as it relates when you're dealing with other agents.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Right. And if you connect with a really good agent, they're sharing insight with you.
Lots of
They're sharing strategies with you. They're not intimidated.
No.
Right? They're pro you. If you run into people who are intimidated being they don't really want to share, they don't want to collaborate, they don't want to connect with you on that way, then okay, that's fine. That's not the person you're looking to be with. Doesn't mean they're a bad person. Don't flip out on them, right? Just move on. There's a lot of other opportunity. People within this brokerage love to connect. They love to share, but not everybody.
It's true.
Right? Not everybody. So you're looking for the ones who are looking for you. Build those relationships. I will add one thing in building relationships with other agents that I think is crucial for each of you to make sure you have going. And that is for agents who are out of the state or out of the local area to be able to find you. And you do that mainly through your repeat or your reviews that your clients have put out there. Even if you got a bunch of renters or leases,
Doesn't matter.
they can still write your review. Even if you have vendor partners, they can still write your review. You need more people telling the story. And all we have to do, don't overcomplicate this. Think about how you research new entities. One of the first things you do when someone tells you about a new restaurant is you Google it.
Yep.
And what you're looking for, I want to see pictures of the food,
Yep.
how many reviews they have, and are they 4-star, 5-star, 2-star? What are other people saying about it? It's the same way with you. It's the same way. So make sure that you're doing the things to be found. And most people on here will say, wow, Kenny, that was pretty doggone simple stuff. Yeah, this is not complicated. We overcomplicate it trying to skip the work. Right? We spend so much time trying to make it easy, we end up making it hard on ourselves. This is not complicated. Stay focused, build your business like a business, and the opportunities will come to you. Anything you want to add to that? Because you was already kicking in.
No, I think all of this takes time, people. All of this is a compounding snowball effect. Okay. So these little tidbits are honestly things I wish I'd done much earlier on, particularly just reaching out to, like I said, I didn't do client care. I didn't reach back until year 3. I did not do that right at all. I didn't do it right. I didn't cultivate the clients that I had closed. I didn't have as many touch points as I needed. And so if you start that now, when you first have your first lease, closing, whatever it is, and start really developing that rapport and relationship over time. And it's not difficult. It's just that I didn't do it. And when I say not difficult, like I mentioned, I think last week, go to the dollar store and get a holiday card and send it out. People love getting mail. Oh my God, such and such thought of me. How sweet. Do your drop buys, pick a holiday or send out birthday cards, get your clients' birthdays and send out a birthday card. People appreciate a thought of them. And that's why I do several big, 2 major client events that I've worked my way up to. I did not do this early on. It's something that you work on, and I put money aside to do it.
Right.
I reinvest in the business that way. And every year it reaps a harvest because people are repeat clients or they're referral. And that's how you do it.
But you start where you are.
That's
and we had one goal. I'm here's the secret. I'm gonna give you the secret.
Tell it to me.
I'm gonna give you the sales secret.
What is it?
Right. To sales success.
Okay.
Guaranteed.
What is it?
If you dumb as a box of rocks.
Okay.
Right. If you have no intellectual acuity, which that's nobody on here because everybody on here passed a class to get their license. Right.
Several classes.
So that doesn't apply to anybody on here. Sales 101. More people.
What?
More people.
More people what?
That's what you're looking for. You're looking for more people. You're like, no, for real. You're looking for more people because more people equal more opportunity.
That's correct. Yeah.
So if you want to see how well your business is doing, look at how many new people you've met. In the course of this year, ever since day 1, since you've gotten your license, look at how many new people you have met. You've added, we like to say added to your database. Look at how many new people you've met. And I guarantee you it's going to equate to what your money looks like. If you met only a few new people, your money is going to be few. If you met a lot of new people and then you have cultivated those relationships, meaning you've uncovered opportunity, your money will be bigger. This is not rocket science.
Understandable.
It's really not. It's meet enough people to uncover enough opportunities to hit the goal you want to achieve, and then take care of those people and those past clients to get repeat and referral business and keep meeting new people. That's the key.
Yeah. That's
the key. What we try to do is skip that step because we don't want to lead generate. We don't want to hear no. We don't want to disappoint it. I don't know nobody, yet we're driving past people all day. Yeah. We're meeting people in the stores all day. We're interacting with people all day, unless you're a hermit. And then you probably shouldn't be in real estate. Meet more people. Take care of the people you have. Close more deals. I promise you it's not deeper than that. Of course, you're going to educate yourself. Of course, you're going to come to classes. Of course, you're going to look at these 7 steps. Of course, you're going to implement those things. But the core of this, if you did none of those things, if you did that one thing, that's why I say smarter than a box of rocks. Mm-hmm. If you did that one thing, I promise you, you will stumble on opportunity. Mm-hmm. You will stumble on opportunity. So, Tanika's mistakes that will keep you from flourishing. Number 1, you're starting with ideas and not strategy. So now this all ties into these 7 things, which is why I really liked it. Okay. You're starting with ideas and not strategy. Mistake number 1, you're starting with ideas. An idea is not a strategy. An idea. I want to get my real estate license and I want to go out and I want to market to people who live in insert zip code here. Okay, great. That's a great idea. How are you going to do it? The strategy is the how. The strategy is the hard part. The strategy is the thought part of how am I going to grow my business? How am I going to get to 24 deals next year? So what's the question? There's no question. Oh, right. It is like, what's the question? It is the mistake. It is the mistake number 1. You have started with an idea, but you don't have a strategy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You started with an idea, you don't have a strategy. Mistake number 2, I'm gonna give them the mistakes and we're gonna get to the questions. Mistake number 2, you're trying to copy someone else's success. Mm. These things are going to keep your business from flourishing. Now, I'm not talking about recreating a wheel. Okay. You may see a strategy, you may see a post, you may see a video, you may see an event someone else is doing, and you want to do that. There's nothing wrong with that. What we're talking about is trying to copy someone else's success. Is you're not putting your spin on it, being your unique you. You're doing everything that they're doing, and it's not authentic. It doesn't connect. Mm-hmm. And people can tell that's not really you. Okay. Right? If you see someone, you're like, you know what? I see a lot of people get likes off of videos with kids. And so now you just start doing a lot of videos with kids, but you hate kids. That ain't gonna have the same effect. That ain't gonna have the same effect. Oh, not everybody on here love kids. Y'all stop lying. That ain't gonna have the same effect, right? You need to be your authentic self. Mm-hmm. It is okay to get an overall idea of something that someone else is doing, put your spin on it. Mistake number 3, you're not amplifying and identifying areas of opportunity. You're not amplifying and identifying areas of opportunity, right? Mm-hmm. So that is focusing in on the things that are either going to accelerate your business and doing more of that, or the things that are causing you to lose business and opportunity and doing less of that. Being honest about where your strengths and your weaknesses are in your business. Mistake number 4, you can't master consistency.
That's tough. Yeah, if you can't do it.
That's
gonna
tough.
Yeah,
That's tough.
it's a game changer.
Because anybody can lead generate for a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week. Can you do it for 6 months straight? Can you do it for a year? Can you do it for 2 years?
Yeah.
Anybody can do certain things for a small amount of time, which is why we tell our girls when the oldest one who's dating, you need to date a joker a year. You need to date a joker a full year. It's hard to lie for a whole year, right? He may be cool in the winter. You put that jacket on, it's cold outside, you bumbled up. Oh yeah, it feels good. And then when we get the next season, what's the spring coming? Spring, oh, it's beautiful. Flowers are blooming. It's raining. But when the summer hit and it's 30 days of 100 degrees, the fool come out. I'm telling y'all, a whole year. Consistency. You can't master consistency. You need to be able to do these principles, those 7 steps those agents were talking about, the things we're talking about here, you have to be consistent with it. And then number 5, you're doing too much and ultimately spinning your wheels. You're trying to be jack of all, master of none. You're doing too much and ultimately spinning your wheels, right? So the question for you, Tanika, is it possible to have an idea and execute it without a strategy? And do you see agents trying to do that? Is it possible to have an idea and execute it without a strategy? And do you see agents trying to do that?
Yes and yes. I do think it is possible to have ideas and not effectively know how to. I don't know a strategy. I'm just going to try it. I'm just going to try. I'm just going to get out here and jump in. And sometimes that will work. I think the longevity of it, though, will take a little bit more strategy and planning, because to sustain something, you probably want to have a budget, a follow-up plan. You know, you've got to cultivate some things in order for that to be sustained. So I do think some people have early luck. I do think the idea of I'm going to sell 10 houses sounds really good, but if you're not drilled in and buttoned up as to how to manifest that, that's where you're going to falter. Because a lot of people simply think real estate's easy. That's why I got in real estate. I have a ton of clients that they're in real estate now.
Tanika is notorious.
I love
She's
my
notorious. Some of y'all are on here, then forget what I'm about to say. We do love you. She is notorious for making the clients feel like it is so easy that they like, I'm getting my real estate license, I'm jumping in. I don't know if one has successfully done it. Maybe somebody on here.
I think they're in the works. I think they're in the works.
They're in the works.
But I think what they've identified is this idea was great. I just didn't understand all the complexities that came with it. Right. I hear that a lot.
Because they're seeing the one side. They're seeing you at the table.
Yeah.
Right. They're not seeing all the other sides of the business.
Correct.
Right. So that is absolutely real. So your take is, yes, it is possible to stumble upon success.
Sure.
Based upon an idea with no strategy, but to be able to sustain it and duplicate it
year over year. That's the complex part.
Okay. Fair enough. Early in your career, what did you realize about trying to emulate others? Or did you try to emulate others? And if you did, what did you realize? Or if you didn't, why didn't you?
Wow, that's a good one. Early on, yes, I like to see people succeed. And I'm so intrigued on how they did it. And so I would research people, study people, and glean from them, because they're not me. To your point earlier, you got to do you, you know what I'm saying? But what I found was that you cannot put anybody on a pedestal, because they're just human. They're just like you. Before I was a broker, I just adored another lady that I would follow. She came from corporate America. She was with a large brokerage. She branched off into her own brokerage. I just said, how is she doing this? And I reached out to her and she completely ignored me.
She's too busy for you.
And then you called her a little bit more persistent, and she agreed to have lunch with me.
Because I don't play.
So I was, this is before, it's probably what, year 3.5, 4, right as I was having a team. And she did have lunch with me. But what I discovered was that she was not happy. She was miserable. She didn't like being a broker. She thought people were needy. And she just really wanted to be back in her own world of being an agent. And that illuminated my mind so much, because I had her at here and she really was nowhere near that. And across from me, she was just a woman that was very like me and had kids like me. She was not on any kind of pedestal. So that was a key turning point for me to realize that you can have your own dreams and perceptions and you can put people at a certain level, but ultimately you got to figure out your own plan.
Would you do that lunch again?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would, because it was invaluable to my learning about, I had questions about being a broker. I had questions on how to do it, and everything she told me, I was like, I'm not going to do it that way. So here y'all are today, because I didn't do nothing she suggested, because she hated that position because she felt people pulled and didn't give back. And I understood what she was saying, but I felt I would do it differently.
Right.
So I would do it again. I do it again and again, because any experience that you have, what do you take from it is how you grow. And so what I took from that helped me grow.
Okay.
It was good.
I like it. How do you go about identifying unique opportunities to generate wealth for yourself through real estate?
That's a great question, because I have been 8 years in real estate and really think about all the auxiliary things that I touch. Insurance, mortgage, you think about all the things that you're connected to, and they all can lead to other streams or other avenues for you. So I'm not having to go out and figure out something completely new and different that I don't have any understanding of. I'm trying to research and follow the things that I have to do every day, that I'm touching every day to create opportunities that I think will help me grow more and more. So that's what I'm working on. That next, I've taken real estate and my skill set to the next level.
I want to step back for a minute, because we had talked about consistency. Well, we touched on consistency, and I want to make sure we hone in on this. How important is consistency?
It's critical.
And I want you all to take a reflection moment, just within yourself, and think about the things that you've been doing. Maybe the things you started doing at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe it was a health pledge. Maybe it was an eat better pledge. Maybe it was a workout pledge. Whatever it was. Right. I want you to take just a moment of reflection and analyze your level of consistency in any goal that comes to your mind. Yeah. Any goal that comes to your mind. How consistent have you been? As she talks about, how important is consistency?
So without consistency, many people will never reach a goal. So if you want to lose 20 pounds, but you start off in January working out, but you don't change your eating habits and you don't do anything different, do you think in December you would have lost the weight that's what happened to me. I didn't lose the weight I wanted. But my whole point is this: I wasn't consistent. Anything that you take your eye off of, and you don't put the work in to do, you're not going to get the payout that you desire, I don't think. So for example, as it relates to real estate, if you don't do your lead gen, if you don't do your follow-up, if you don't do your touch points, if you don't get better at, doing comparables or creating offers, how do you expect to gain more clients and to grow your business? It just won't happen. And it could, but it won't be as quickly as you desire it to be.
Right.
The key, I think, that I've learned in this business is follow-up, being on top, being a researcher, being proactive versus reactive. I do this consistently with whomever I'm dealing with. Before I even hear, I do more listening than talking particularly when I'm dealing with clients, because I want to really understand how to get to the goal.
Okay.
I'm always discovering a solution before, and I don't, people talk over people. You shouldn't. You should listen, evaluate what they've said, and be working towards the win. And sometimes the win isn't originally how you thought it was going to be.
Right.
And be okay with that. You've got to put your client first. Many agents are all about that 3% commission. That should not be your goal in real estate. Your goal should be a successful culmination of the goal. And how did we get there to do it? And how did I take stressors off the table for my client? When you master that, you're doing something, and you consistently master that, then you have a blossoming business.
Can I tweak that goal for a minute?
Sure.
I think the goal should be the next 4 deals.
Okay.
Right. I think the goal, if you have this mindset, I think it would really help, right? If you have the mindset
it's
that
not just this
it's not this transaction I'm working on. I'm working on the next 4 or 5.
Yeah.
I'm working on the referral business. I'm working on the repeat business. If you have that mindset, then you'll stop focusing in
just
on this specific project.
That's facts.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll treat people different if you have a long-term mindset, right? You'll react differently if you have a long-term mindset.
Facts.
Right. But if you're just focusing on the now and this transaction only, then you are less likely to have that long-term, I like to say that Chick-fil-A business, right? That Chick-fil-A support is real, right? It's real because Chick-fil-A is not servicing you for today's chicken sandwich.
That's true.
Chick-fil-A is servicing you for the 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times you're gonna come back.
Facts.
Right? I don't care how long that line is.
Yeah.
Right. I don't care how crazy it is. When they bring you that food or give it to you, they smiling, they thank you, they're appreciative, they're kind. I ain't seen no Chick-fil-A video with somebody cussing them out at the drive-through window.
Doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
It don't mean it happened, just anybody recording. Right. But they're not thinking about the right now business. It's a long-term game. And if you change that mindset, you will treat people differently, right? It's the same thing in relationships. If I want a long-term relationship with you, I'm gonna treat you a whole lot nicer.
Well, I would hope so.
Than if I just a one-time relationship.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, all right. Last question. How do you know when you're trying to do too much and as a result, you become counterproductive? How do you know when you're trying to do too much, when you're taking on too much, when you're at every class, but you're not seeing no clients, right? How do you know when you're trying to do too much and as a result, you become counterproductive? That's a deep question.
It is a deep question. And, I don't have all the answers, but I think you have to do a self-inventory on where am I putting, if you're spending all your time with training and not lead generating or not following up with people or not meeting new people, then what's all the knowledge if you can't apply it? So you've got to figure out your own game plan. And that goes back to the first thing, your idea, and then creating a strategy for the idea. So for me, I would just say you've got to have a self-reflection moment on, I want to get the training, I want to put the due diligence in, but are you making the calls? Are you following up? Are you doing the research? Have you met gone out to your community and met the new build sales agents? Like, how do you immerse yourself into the market so that you have value when you're speaking to someone? That's got to be a self-reflection type thing that you have to work out. It's not, my system is not going to work for somebody else. You've got to just know yourself better. And if you feel like you're not productive, then switch, change your focus. I don't know how else to answer that, except that you've got to do an internal assessment on what's going to work for you and your clients.
Yeah, it is definitely a personal decision that you have to reflect on what you're doing
Yeah. And do you need help doing it? And it goes back to the very first thing we talked about.
It all ties in.
Yeah. One of the first things that I did when I was overwhelmed or was too much is I started putting a budget together for an assistant. It was $10 an hour for 20 hours a month. That's all I could afford, but that's what I needed. And that's how I started. And then I was able to shift some of the things that were taking up a lot of my time and then began to focus on the things I needed to be focusing on.
And we did something, and some of you may be on there like, okay, so where this assistant gonna be? You know, I don't want to do a virtual something, which is why we didn't want to do a virtual assistant starting out.
We didn't want to do that.
And so we did something that was uncomfortable for us, but it was a business decision. And your assistant actually worked at our house.
Yeah.
Right. She'd come in and she'd work out of the house for the half a day and then morphed into full time and all that. Right. I'm not telling you to do that. I bring up this example to say, you're a business owner. Yeah. You have to make business decisions on what's going to help your business grow. It would have been easy for us to say, well, you know what? I don't really want nobody in my house, so I'm just not going to have an assistant. Yeah. Right. That's fine. That is a business decision. Right. But understand that sometimes in order for you to grow this baby, you were going to have to sacrifice and be uncomfortable in scenarios for a short term.
For the long term.
For the long term goal. Right. Libby, do we have any questions in the chat? We're good.
No.
We covered. Awesome.
No, just a lot of people dropping a few, little nuggets of wisdom and things like that, but no questions.
Awesome. All right, y'all.
What were you going to say about Thanksgiving? Are we having, were you going to say something about, I thought you said.
Okay. I wasn't, but we are not having, is that next week is Thanksgiving weekend? Wow. No Monday morning mindset next Monday, Thanksgiving week. I know people have the kids, they're traveling, they're doing different things. So we will not have Monday morning mindset, which means we ought to be real good and ready after Thanksgiving to get back into this thing.
And wrap this year up.
And wrap in December.
It's crazy.
We'll be embarking on December. Wow. Oh, Houston. I'm coming in December. Dates about to be announced. I think I'm 6th, 7th, and 8th. I might move it to 5, 6, 7. I'm looking at something. So, but I'm coming back to Houston. So Houston, get ready. We're gonna have some fun and do something that I think is gonna be impactful for your planning and your preparation for 2023. So I'm looking forward to getting back in front of you all and be on the lookout. We'll be sharing that information here shortly. All right, y'all. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you. Continued success. Remember, we are here for you.